Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany, where the ingredients are German and the baker is American. I'm Michelle, and today we are continuing our bread baking series, and we are making a sourdough bread. Let's get started.
The miraculous thing about this bread is that it's made from only 2 main ingredients, but it is quite time intensive. We need 2 tablespoons of sourdough starter. This is made over a 7-day period from nothing but flour and water. If you need a tutorial on how to make it, see the link in the card. Half a cup or 75 grams of flour. I'm using regular all-purpose flour today. 1/3 cup or 75 milliliters of water. 1 to 2 teaspoons salt by taste. 2 1/4 cups or 500 milliliters of water. About 6 cups or 750 grams of flour. We begin with our sourdough starter and the smaller amounts of flour and water. Just mix them together and let stand for at least 3 hours or up to overnight. This is developing your starter and getting it ready to use. Then, to make the dough, add the salt to the flour. Put the developed starter in a large mixing bowl. Add the water. And slowly add the flour-salt mixture. Knead the rest of the flour in when you can't mix anymore. You may need a bit more or less flour, so if your dough is still sticky, add more flour a tablespoon at a time until your dough is soft but not sticky. Cover and let rise 2 to 4 hours. The bacteria in the starter is not as fast at leavening as yeast, so it needs lots of time to rise properly. Then split the dough into 2 loaves. This shape is pretty traditional for sourdough bread. I just shape both loaves into circles and cut across into the top. Make sure to place them on baking paper. It also helps to place them onto the baking pan right away so they're easier to transport to the oven later. Cover and let rise 1 to 2 hours. They should get quite a bit bigger. Bake at 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes, then turn down the heat to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius and bake for another 30 minutes. They should look something like this. The crust gets quite brown. Actually, this is probably the thickest crust I've ever made on a loaf of bread, so if you like crusty bread, then this is for you. It made it a little bit hard to cut, but the inside is soft and fluffy. Despite being made of almost exclusively flour and water, it still had that distinctive sourdough taste. It really turned out lovely. So in conclusion, this bread is probably the single most time-intensive bread I've ever made. It is amazing to me that it can be made without yeast at all, so I can see the appeal. If you don't have access to yeast, but have a lot of flour, time, and patience, then this is the ideal bread. It really tastes amazing. For more recipes and tutorials, visit our website at americanbakeringermany.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe for more recipes.